Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone to Srimad Bhagavatam morning class on Thursday morning. Today we are going to read and discuss from Canto 3, Chapter 24, text number 12 on the topic Renunciation of Kardama Muni. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैवं नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. All right. ब्रह्मोवाच त्वया मे अपचितिस्ताता कल्पिता निर्वया लिखितः यन्मे सञ्जागृहे वाक्यं भावन्मानदा मानयन् ब्रह्मोवाच त्वया मे अपचितिस्ताता कल्पिता निर्वया लिखितः यन्मे सञ्जागृहे वाक्यं भावन्मानधा मानयान्. Synonyms. Brahma, Lord Brahma, Vacha said, Tvaya, by you, may, my, apachitaha, worship, tata, O son, kalpita is accomplished, nirvaya likitaha, without duplicity. Yet, since me, may, my, sanjagrihe have completely accepted vakyam instructions, bhavan, you, manada, O Kardama, one who offers honors to others, manayan, respecting. Translation. Lord Brahma said, My dear Kardama, since you have completely accepted my instructions without duplicity, showing them proper respect, you have worshipped me properly. Whatever instructions you took from me, you have carried out, and thereby you have honored me. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Lord Brahma, as the first living entity within the universe, is supposed to be the spiritual master of everyone, and he is also the father, the creator of all beings. Kardama Muni is one of the Prajapatis or creators of the living entities, and he is also the son of Brahma. Brahma praises Kardama Muni because he carried out the orders of the spiritual master into toto and without cheating. A conditioned soul in the material world has the disqualification of cheating. He has 4 disqualifications. He is sure to commit mistakes. He is sure to be illusioned. He is prone to cheat others, and his senses are imperfect. But if one carries out the order of a spiritual master by disciplic succession or the parampara system, he overcomes the 4 defects. Therefore, knowledge received from the bona fide spiritual master is not cheating. Any other knowledge which is manufactured by the conditioned soul is cheating only. Brahma knew well that Kardama Muni exactly carried out the instruction received from him, and that he actually honored his spiritual master. To honor his spiritual master means to carry out his instruction word for word. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katamayyam Tadati Swapatantikam वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं देशे गुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवम् उपास्महे। Welcome, devotees. So, I seek the blessings of all assembled Vaishnavas, seek the blessings of my spiritual master and our deity Sheshi Nitai Gaurachandra and Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Marani to speak something meaningful of this verse, which is profound and highly elevated to my capacity. So I will make an attempt. So here we are in the context of renunciation of Kardama Muni. Kardama Muni has performed the instructions that was being given to him by his father and spiritual master, dual role played by Brahma as a father and spiritual master. What was the instruction that was given? He was given the instruction to progenate and expand the living entities. So he is one of the Prajapati. Kardamam is Muni is one of the Prajapati, and he has finally executed his duties without any duplicity. So Lord Brahma is very much pleased, extremely pleased by the profound activities that Kardama Muni has performed following his instructions, and he is very much pleased, and Lord Brahma is visiting Kardama Muni and expressing his happiness. So here Lord Brahma said, my dear son Kardama, since you have completely accepted my instruction without duplicity, showing them proper respect, you have worshipped me properly. Whatever instructions you took from me, you have carried out, and thereby you have honored me. So, very, very inspiring, very profound words, and we can definitely take a lot of practical applications from this exchange between a father and also a spiritual master and execution of duties from Kardama Muni. So, I'll first start by saying, in our contemporary senses, this should not be taken like the annual performance review between a manager and an employee. Okay, that is different. So here, Kardama Muni has performed the instruction that was been given to him by his father and spiritual master, and he has performed without duplicity. The duplicity is the biggest challenge, right? What is duplicity? Duplicity means you have something in your heart and you act something differently. By your action or by your words is different, but internally you carry something. So that is duplicity, one of the example of a duplicity. So here Lord Brahma, who is the first living entity, has instructed to to help in expanding the expanding the population, the progeny, and Kardama Muni has performed the instructions. We learned, we discussed from the earlier verses that he performed tapasya for 10,000 years, and then he married Swayambhu Manu's daughter Devahuti, and he performed the instructions without any duplicity. Some of the challenges when we hear from when I hear from the spiritual master is filtering out. It's the trickiness of the mind which filters and accepts or pay attention to only to that which seems to be important to me. So in cognitive psychology, we call that as selected attention. If it's selected attention is like, if you, let's assume that you are in India, very noisy place, and you are also in a marriage hall. You don't pay attention to everything that comes through your channel. Okay. You only pay attention when someone calls you loud. It's called selected attention. And that happens for me when I sit in the Bhagavatam class, it filters out and only pay something that I think that is meaningful or something. I had an opportunity to ask my god brother and my seniors how to overcome, especially when I'm sitting in a Bhagavatam class or when I'm getting instructions from a senior person. I'm not utilizing this properly, and I was told, and my spiritual master always say that gratitude is the seed of love. Gratitude is the seed of love. We have to have the gratitude. Oh, this person is the spiritual master who is an elevated person. He is sitting and talking in front of me on the scriptures, which are very, very elevated and which is good for me. He is traveling, he has no fixed place. He is traveling without any constraints to all the places, and he is delivering this wonderful message. And I have to take this message. I have to give my ears, I have to open my ears. So when we ask something, we ask by holding our hands, like to receive it in our hands. When we receive the holy name, or when we receive this Srimad Bhagavatam instructions, we should open our ears, and ears act as a vessel to receive the instruction, to receive the nectar. So I was told by my mentors, and I am trying to follow that. So here in this case, the success for Kardama Muni is he has no duplicity, he has no filtering mechanism of what he is receiving. He has taken the instruction of his spiritual master, life and soul, and he has followed it. So if you see, to honor the spiritual master, what does it mean to honor the spiritual masters with sincerity? Means to follow his instruction word to word. Word to word. It also says here in the meaning here, like here Lord Brahma is calling Tata, okay, O son, in a very daring way. He's calling O son, and he is also in. I heard from Srila Prabhupada disciple talking about more than a son, he's calling him like a darling. Is very much pleased. It is very difficult to please someone like that, and Kardama Muni has followed the instruction of his spiritual master. Sincerity is expressed. How he executed word to word, without duplicity, without any filtering mechanism. Okay, the mind, like mind will say that, oh, this is not for me, this is for others. It worked for others. But that conditioning is not there. Srila Prabhupada said that a father and the spiritual master, both the father and the spiritual master, to chastise the son and disciples accordingly. So, many of us have experience with dealing with our spiritual master, rendering him service, and sometimes we get chastised. And the chastisement is like a thunderbolt. Okay, how do I handle that? I get upset, but that is for our purification. The spiritual master chastisement is a blessing. Okay, and Srila Prabhupada emphasized both the father and the spiritual master should chastise with the intention of a correcting, because they have taken the responsibility to deliver us, they have accepted us. And we also said to spiritual master, please accept me and please deliver me. And we have taken the shelter. So the commitment, the relationship, when Krishna and Arjuna surrendered in Bhagavad Gita, now I'm dealing with you in the relationship of a guru and siksha, the guru and disciple. Then the entire relationship, it took a different transformation. Okay. So Srila Prabhupada says that both the father and the disciple has to be chastised with good intention. So chastise, if you ever happens to receive chastisement, you are more fortunate. Because we take Guru Padashraya, we take the shelter of a Guru. And the Guru has that loving feeling to correct us. He's committed to correct us. And it's a wonderful opportunity. One Srila Prabhupada story I happened to hear is like, I don't know the name of the disciple, okay? A disciple of Srila Prabhupada who was his personal secretary for many years, he get chastised every day. He get chastised for something he did or for something he didn't did. And he was wondering that every day I'm getting chastisement. It's all thunderbolt in front of others and all those things. So he said, okay, I did this mistake or I didn't do this activity. But Srila Prabhupada is chastising me. Even if some other person did the mistake, Srila Prabhupada is chastising me every day. And one day he developed the guts to go and discuss this with Srila Prabhupada. He went to Srila Prabhupada and he said, Srila Prabhupada, I know you are chastising me, but this is not the mistake that I did. This was done by some other person. He pointed like elementary school person. That's the thing. Like if we get into trouble, we point to other persons. Right? We call that as misery loves company. Okay, so he genuinely feels that okay, this should be known to Srila Prabhupada. So he went into Srila Prabhupada and he shared. And Srila Prabhupada's response was, I know. I am just trying to break your false ego. He said he is very much aware about that this is not being performed by this the disciple. It was performed by someone, but still he is chastising because he wants us to come out from the doership mentality or something like in our case. I have many experiences. My family has many experiences that spiritual master is very careful of not having, of not any of the interaction should not make pride. If I have done some good service and that pleases, the spiritual master will communicate that to my wife. Direct, he will not say that to me, which is very cautious. He's very um, he's very he sees every opportunity for correction, every opportunity for possibility for us to move forward in the direction. So that is the role of a spiritual master. And the relationship, the foundational relationship in life with the spiritual master is very, very important factor. So it is not that everyone has a guru. I should also take a guru. Like it is not like something that I should also take it. I should also pick it and put it in my profile. No, we are taking a relationship, a foundational relationship, which is very important. This relationship is a conscious relationship. Sometimes the definition of a relationship is like relationship by force. We are taken a relationship of our parents and it is orchestrated relationship, whereas this is conscious, voluntary, after observing the person, and we have taken this relationship which is foundational to our life and it's very important. Selecting a spiritual master and serving him is very important. And the instructions once we receive has to be carried out life and soul. Why it is like every one of the conditioned soul, every human being, right, a conditioned soul has four defects. We have imperfect senses. What does it mean, imperfect senses? Our senses are imperfect. Okay, what does it do? The outcome of imperfect senses, we perceive things wrongly. We perceive reality in a mistaken way, not as it is. We have senses, we have ears, we perceive the information in, we see some things, and our anumana or so is like, it just by seeing we think like, okay, the material world is full of bodies. We don't consider, unless we hear from the bona fide spiritual master or the bona fide persons who is coming from the parampara system. We think our mind will trump our intelligence, in such a way that the entire world is full of bodies. And this world is a place for happiness. We will know about the happiness only when we know what is the suffering on the other side. So it is like, there are few things which value, we will know the value only when it is getting missed. Salt, okay? Salt is something you don't know. It's very invisible. It's everything looks fine, everything goes fine, and only when it is missing, you will feel that, okay, something is not good. So these are all imperfect senses. We need to have the hearing, because the instruction is coming from spiritual world. We need to have this hearing to understand we are not this body, we are the soul. The way in which we have to see, perceive, is not just by our senses, it is beyond our senses. And because of our imperfect senses, we are prone to make mistakes. Anyway, we know that this doesn't require a detailed explanation. I mess up a lot. And I continuously mess up a lot, even with a lot of clarities that is being given. And I'm subject to be in a illusionary mode. Conception of life is illusionary, because it's very far away from the reality. So I am operating on illusion. As I said, like, we operating on the fashion that whatever I see, I want to experience is, I want to enjoy it, or I want to, my mind say like, okay, go for it. That's for me. So that, and try to find happiness in every opportunity, though it is not a happiness. I'm just only licking outside the bottle of honey, but I think that I am licking the honey. So on top of all these qualifications, the cheating propensity is dominating in conditioned souls. So cheating propensity, one, we cheat ourselves, like licking outside the bottle and thinking that this is honey. We cheat ourselves, and we also cheat others to receive something that is favorable for me. In that time, the mind tricks and says that, no, 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 you deserve it. So the cheating propensity is there. And here Kardama Muni, who who is also one of the, like, who is given instruction to propagate, who is given for the who's actually Prajapati. He is acting very carefully, because he is in higher consciousness, he is in absolute Krishna consciousness, and he is executing the word to word instruction of spiritual master. Okay, so what is happening when we follow Krishna consciousness, when we follow the word to word instruction that is being given? We hear many times purity is the force. Purity is the force. When Lord Brahma, I am not sure in which canto or something, like earlier we have learned, like Lord Brahma, when someone asks Lord Brahma, I see you are worshipping someone else. Is there anyone superior than you? And Lord Brahma said, yes, there is a supreme personality of a Godhead. He is Krishna, and he started explaining to Krishna. And he said he has taken a total shelter of a Krishna. What does a total shelter of a Krishna means, and how does it manifest? So Brahma says that whatever I am speaking to, when you take the total shelter of a Krishna, and Brahma says, because of the total shelter of a Krishna, whatever I speak, it will manifest and it will not drive me to incorrect directions. It does not create outcome of incorrect things. That's why Brahma spoke and he was able to give us the Vedas. From our contemporary example, okay, I try to compare and from my perspective, very simple perspective, that I can see in our contemporary example, we are seeing Srila Prabhupada, we are seeing the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. When they open their mouth, they have taken the absolute shelter and they are very committed to Srila Prabhupada. They are very much following the word-to-word instruction of the spiritual master. And Srila Prabhupada followed word-to-word instruction of his spiritual master, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He went to US. He went to the West in the age of 70, and he did all he can following the spiritual master to please his spiritual master as his mission. He guided even his disciples every opportunity to please his spiritual master and the parampara system. What has happened when Srila Prabhupada opens his mouth? We can see it manifested the cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, translations of various books. He embellished, the embellishment of Vedic literatures manifested from his mouth. It is because of a taking shelter of the spiritual master, and purity is the force. The purity force is giving the outcome of the embellishment of Vedic literatures to our capacity, which Srila Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, whoever you see speak about Krishna. When we speak about Krishna, when we try to do a simple attempt, it touches the heart. It definitely touches the heart, or it gives a perception, okay, this person is handling situation differently. So we take the higher road principle. So we don't get into the clutches of thing, and we don't muddy the water more. We take a higher step. We see, and our response is all different because we try to act on the principle of the higher principles. So the power of a pure devotional service will manifest according to our capacity. And finally, I conclude here, Lord Brahma is very much pleased with the activities of Kardama Muni, who has accepted his instructions without duplicity and showing proper respect, and you have worshipped me properly. So, whatever instructions that you took from me, you have carried out, and therefore you have honored me. So, very inspiring words. It really touched my heart, and this is this is something how to carry and how to execute. If there is a problem, please approach the spiritual master or anyone, your seniors, to ask and clarify so that we are grounded on the instructions and we can execute it. So Kardama Muni is a wonderful um, leader. And in our finally, just one last statement. One of the leadership seminar that my spiritual master conducted, and I had an opportunity to drive him in Boston. So I was asking, like, what is that I can take to my capacity, from this leadership? It was for the students, and the thing that inspired me is giving credits where it is due. So giving credits, like sometimes we get absorbed, like, okay, what's the big deal about this? No, even a small thing. She Ramachandra, when the squirrel has performed to its capacity, he has given the credit, and in the construction of the bridge, so giving credits where it is due is something that I inspired, and it's really like giving respect, giving credits, and all those things are all one of the Vaishnava etiquettes that we discussed in the recent seminar of Vaishnava etiquettes. A simple solutions to complex problems can be solved by respect, etiquette, and giving proper credits. Thank you very much. I, if I have said something that is incorrect or over and beyond the scope, please forgive me. And if there are any discussions, any opportunity for me to improve, please uh, use this opportunity to discuss. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Nice class. I was thinking when you talked about the filtering hearing. So, I mean, generally it happens. We hear only what we know or what we want to hear.
Right.
Right? I mean, it's very built-in mechanism within us. Unless we are very open and it's very difficult. Many times it happens. So I was kind of realized what I mean when Maharaj was giving a normal class. Right, we hear only what we want to hear. So
Yeah.
again, next time maybe something else clicks in because we had a little bit maybe more open. So sometimes we miss a lot of things. What did he say this? I mean, yeah, even to the English words itself we miss.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
so
that's
the
always
text.
the challenge.
To
I
the
remember sitting in front of the class when Shri Vallabha Prabhu was giving, like I was, it's a very new for me to Krishna conscious. And after 45 minutes of a class, I asked the fundamental question, what is this class about?
Hmm.
Because the physically present, mentally absent, filtering out, dominate. The mind is processing a lot
Yeah.
of things about going on, especially when you put your hands inside the bead bag or when you open your ears for Bhagavatam class. Lot of activities go parallel processing and doesn't work.
Hmm. Thank you. Minute dropped. I think it's time.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Vancha kalpa tarubhya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.